This is the Main Event Marks Dark Side of Wrestling History. The professional wrestling world often presents a glossy, larger-than-life facade, but behind the curtain, the reality for some performers can be a stark contrast. The life and career of Ashley Massaro, a former WWE diva and reality television personality, served as a deeply tragic example of this duality. While she was celebrated for her charisma and athleticism, her life was marked by a series of harrowing experiences that she alleged were a direct result of her time in the industry, ultimately leading to a premature and heartbreaking end. Massaro's public struggles began to emerge after she retired from wrestling. In a 2016 class action lawsuit against WWE, she made serious allegations that revealed a dark side to her professional experience. The lawsuit claimed that she, along with other wrestlers, suffered from brain injuries due to the company's alleged failure to protect them from repeated head trauma. More disturbingly, Massaro's affidavit also included an allegation of SA that she claimed occurred while on a WWE tour in Kuwait. She alleged that the company discouraged her from reporting the incident to authorities to protect their relationship with the military. These claims painted a picture of a company more concerned with its brand and public image than with the safety and well-being of its performers. The emotional and psychological toll of these experiences, coupled with the physical injuries she sustained, led to a public struggle with depression, which she documented in her affidavit. She spoke of long-term consequences such as chronic pain, migraines, and severe short-term memory loss. Massaro's story became a poignant narrative not only of the physical risks of professional wrestling, but also of the mental and emotional health crisis that has long plagued the industry. Her desire to have her brain donated for scientific study of chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or CTE, further underscored the seriousness of her claims and the lasting impact of her injuries. Massaro's taking of her own life in 2019 at the age of just 39 brought renewed attention to her allegations and the wider issues she raised. Her passing was a tragic punctuation mark on a life filled with struggle, one that her friends said she had fought for years. While WWE denied knowledge of the more serious allegations, her case became a powerful symbol for the need for greater awareness, support, and accountability for athletes' health and safety in the entertainment industry. The legacy of Ashley Massaro is not just one of a beautiful and popular performer, but also a haunting reminder of the personal cost of fame and the often unseen battles fought behind the scenes. The wrestling world remembers Chyna as a trailblazer, a powerful ninth wonder of the world who shattered gender norms and competed on an equal footing with men. Joanie Lauer's on-screen persona was one of unbreakable strength and confidence, but the story of her life after leaving WWE in 2001 reveals a tragic and very human struggle with personal demons, professional fallout, and mental health issues. Lauer's exit from WWE marked the beginning of a downward spiral. Following a highly publicized real-life love triangle with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, Lauer was released from the company she had helped to make a household name. This sudden professional and personal abandonment, according to many who knew her, was the catalyst for a difficult period in her life. She found herself estranged from the wrestling community that had been her family, leading to feelings of isolation and a desperate search for a new identity. The post-WWE years were a painful public spectacle. Lauer's struggles with addiction and mental health became well documented through appearances on reality television and various media outlets. She engaged in behaviors that many saw as self-destructive, including a career in the adult film industry and frequent public outbursts. It was this move into adult entertainment that solidified her exile from the wrestling world, with WWE executives stating the material was a barrier to her being ever welcomed back. Friends and family noted her emotional fragility and a pattern of self-sabotage, often attributing it to a deep-seated loneliness and an inability to find a new purpose after her wrestling fame faded. Joanie Lauer's death in 2016 from a combination of various illicit substances was a heartbreaking end to a life marked by inner turmoil. The official cause was an accidental OD, but those close to her described her as a broken person who never fully recovered from her professional and personal losses. Her passing became a grim reminder of the need for better support systems for performers who dedicated their lives to the grueling world of professional entertainment. While her wrestling legacy remains iconic, her life outside of the ring serves as a poignant cautionary tale about the unseen battles behind a public persona of strength. Missy Hyatt carved out a unique space for herself in the world of professional wrestling, first as a valet and later as an on-air personality. With her striking looks and fiery personality, she became a recognizable face during the 1980s and 90s, working for major promotions like World Championship Wrestling, WCW, and Extreme Championship Wrestling, ECW. Yet, her career was also defined by a darker side of professional setbacks, personal disputes, and a reputation that often overshadowed her on-screen character. A key part of Hyatt's dark side was her reputation for backstage drama and her tumultuous relationships with promoters and fellow talent. Her public feuds with prominent figures like Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff are well documented. She often found herself at the center of controversy, and her professional career was a revolving door of hirings and firings due to her clashes with management. Unlike some who thrive on conflict, Hyatt's constant battles seem to derail her long-term success, preventing her from establishing a prominent home in any major wrestling company. This instability led to her inconsistent career, leaving many to wonder what would have been had she been able to navigate the backstage politics more effectively. Beyond her professional life, Hyatt's personal life was also marked by a series of difficult challenges. Her autobiography detailed the emotional and physical abuse she endured during her marriage to wrestler The Sandman, shedding a harsh light on the less glamorous realities of a life in the professional wrestling business. This experience, along with her candid discussions about the sexism and mistreatment she faced in the industry, revealed the story of a woman who was forced to fight battles both in front of and behind the cameras. While her public persona was one of confidence and bravado, her personal life was often a struggle for survival. In the end, Missy Hyatt's legacy is a complicated one. She was a pioneer for women in the industry and a trailblazer for female managers. Her career was consistently undermined by a darker narrative of professional feuds and personal hardships. Her story serves as a reminder that the world of wrestling is not always what it seems, and that the struggles of its performers often extend far beyond the ring. To a generation of wrestling fans, Elizabeth Hewlett, known as Miss Elizabeth, was the epitome of grace and innocence. She was the First Lady of Wrestling, a demure and beloved figure who stood by the side of the Macho Man Randy Savage, providing a calm and elegant contrast to the larger-than-life chaos of professional wrestling. However, behind the polished persona and gentle demeanor was a private life marked by turmoil, addiction, and a tragic end that mirrored the struggles of so many of her peers. While her on-screen partnership with Randy Savage was legendary and, at times, volatile, it was her later personal life that truly descended into darkness. After their real-life and on-screen partnership dissolved, Elizabeth moved to WCW and became involved with wrestler Lex Luger. This relationship, which continued after both had left the world of mainstream wrestling, was characterized by a dangerous downward spiral into substance abuse. Reports from those close to them and law enforcement paint a picture of a couple struggling with addiction and domestic disputes. In the months leading to her death, Elizabeth was involved in a domestic disturbance with Luger, which resulted in a police report noting bruises and injuries to her face. While Luger denied physically striking her, the public record of domestic violence and visible signs of struggle were a stark contrast to the innocent image she had cultivated for years. Elizabeth's tragic end came on May 1st, 2003, when she was found unconscious in her home. The medical examiner ruled her death as acute toxicity caused by a fatal combination of painkillers and vodka. The passing of Elizabeth Hewlett at just 42 years old was a heartbreaking loss that brought to light the silent struggles of a beloved figure. Her life serves as a somber reflection of the dangers of addiction and often unseen battles that performers face once the spotlight fades. While she will always be remembered for her iconic role in wrestling history, her story is a powerful reminder of the vulnerability behind the fame and the need for a greater support for those in the entertainment industry. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, comment with your thoughts down below on all of this, as well as suggestions for future episodes. This has been the Main Event Mark's Dark Side of Wrestling History.